Today is January 9th, 2018. My name is Joe Todd. This is an interview with George Mcafee in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Sir, where were you born?
I was born in Nowata.
Nowata. And when's your birthday?
August 1st, 1950.
1950. Who is your father?
Dale Mcafee,
And your mother?
Eula Mcafee,
What was her maiden name?
Hancock.
Hancock. You go through school in Nowata?
Yes, sir.
What year did you graduate?
68.
1968. Who's your favorite teacher?
Who's my favorite teacher? Probably Mr. Deplois.
Mr. Deplois.
Deplois, I believe.
Why was he your favorite?
Super nice guy. And he taught a vocational carpentry class that I went to and just enjoyed it.
How big was Nowata when you were going to school there?
I think we had 78 people in my senior class. I guess the town was maybe 3,000, 3,500.
What type of work did your father do?
He truck driver, drove a bulldozer for a long time, and then him and Mom bought a coin-operated laundry and run a laundry dry cleaning business for probably the last 10 or 15 years.
Yeah. You played sports in high school?
Little. I played a little baseball and football my senior year, but wasn't very good at any of it. So.
You have a good football team?
No. I think we won 3, 4 games, something like that.
What were the main stores in Nowata?
Main stores, there was a Landers Grocery, Raymond's Farm and Feed, Drexel, Pioneer Drug, and then the banks, Benjamin Funeral Home.
Yeah. What was that red brick? Was that a hotel there when you first go into Nowata?
The Savoy.
Savoy.
Yeah. It had a few beauty shops and little stores in it when I was growing up, but it had basically shut down.
Oh yeah. Now we used to go to that movie theater in Nowata.
Yeah. The Rex.
The building's still there.
Yeah. Now I believe they got a printing company in there.
Okay.
At one time we had two movie theaters. So,
where were you when Kennedy was assassinated?
I believe I was in the 7th grade in industrial arts class.
What did you think when you heard about that?
Shocked. I had no political views that time. It was bad for the nation.
What did you do after high school?
Joined the Army.
When did you join the Army?
When did I join?
When? Yeah.
I was inducted August 13th,
1968?
1968.
So you were drafted or did you enlist?
I volunteered for the draft.
Okay. Why did you volunteer for the draft instead of joining the Air Force, Marines, or Navy?
Went to the Air Force, took their exams. I just kept thinking about the 4-year commitment that I didn't want to do, so I thought, well, I'll go to Army for 2 years and see how I like it.
Where'd you go for your basic training?
Fort Polk.
Tell me about basic.
Hot, muggy, a lot of marching, running, PT type stuff, a lot of classes on weaponry. It was hard.
You want bivouac?
Yeah.
Tell me about bivouac.
Well, I don't remember a whole bunch about it, but yeah, I know, I think, of course, in Louisiana, I think it rained about every other day, so everything was wet and the ground was wet, but it seemed like I got a lot of KP duty on that for some reason, but
What's your most vivid memory of basic?
well, probably the reception center when I first got there. Friend and I that joined together, they took us in and showed us our barracks and everything and said it'd be a while before the sergeant come by and told us what to do next. So we thought we'd take a tour of the facility, my buddy and I. So when we got back, they were standing up next to our bunks wanting to know where we had been. And they took us over to the mess hall and we did KP the rest of the night for not sticking with the rest of the groups. And it's kind of funny at the reception center. Then the people were coming in all hours of the night and laying all through there, and I saw several people that I knew. I mean, coming through and stuff. So, but
Basic lasted how long?
I believe it was 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah.
But after basic, where'd you go?
Fort Sill.
Fort Sill.
Yeah.
Were you in Tigerland at Fort Polk?
No.
Okay.
No, never did.
Okay.
Never did go there.
What'd you do at Fort Sill?
Learned to shoot the guns, artillery.
What guns did you have?
105 mostly.
Okay.
I think they had some 155s and some 8-inch, but I mostly did the 105s.
What's the crew of the 105?
How many?
Yeah.
4 to 6.
What does each man do?
What does each man do? You have a gunner that sets the sights, basically sets it in the direction that you're going. You have a, I don't know what he's called, guy that pulls the lanyard to fire it. You have a loader, and you have a person, 1 or 2 sometimes, over prepping the shells and setting fuses.
And how long did Fort Sill?
I believe it was about the same, 8 to 10 weeks.
Did you request the artillery?
No, actually, I requested to be in missiles. I thought maybe you'd send me to Germany or somewhere. So.
Now, how do you clean those guns, the 105s?
You have some solvent that you run through the ramrod, you run through the barrel and clean it up. You take the breech block out and clean it just like you would a rifle, you know, and stuff. So.
Now, were they self-propelled?
Not the ones I owned weren't.
Okay. They were towed.
Yeah.
What do you tow those guns with?
Deuce and half, or a mine was air mobile. They'd come in with a Chinook and pick them up, and take us out and put us off somewhere.
Now, were you studying Vietnam while you were in basic in Fort Sill?
No clue.
No clue. You knew Vietnam was going on. Hot and
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Okay. Did they tell you you're going to Vietnam?
Yeah.
Okay. So from Fort Sill, where'd you go?
I had a 30-day leave, and then I went to Vietnam.
You came home for 30 days?
Came home for 30 days, Christmas time, right at 1st of December to about this time, January.
What did you think when you got orders for Vietnam?
It didn't matter. I was just there to do whatever they told me, and If it was Vietnam, it was Vietnam.
Tell me about going to Vietnam. How'd you travel?
American Airlines to,
From Tulsa?
yeah, I went from Tulsa to Oakland, and then from Oakland to, I don't remember what it was, some Air Force base there, and we got on another commercial flight and flew. I think we stayed overnight in Hawaii and then on to Vietnam.
How long did the flight take?
I'm thinking 10 or 12 hours.
And where'd you land?
I think we landed in Benoit.
You recall the day that you landed?
January 10th, 1969. 49 years tomorrow.
What was your reaction when you landed in Vietnam, got off the airplane?
The smell, didn't know, of course it was all new, just didn't know really what to expect, but it was sure enough a different odor and a different atmosphere. Of course it was hot and humid. But
What'd you do in Benoit?
just got ready to go to my duty station.
What unit were you assigned to?
Maricao Division,
Which unit in America?
first or D Battery, 1st Battalion, 14th Artillery.
America. And where were you based in Vietnam?
The division and the headquarters battery was in Chu Lai.
July, okay. And where was the 14th Artillery based? Where were you?
They were in, their headquarters battery was in Chu Lai also.
So were you in July?
Just temporary till I got signed out to the other batteries.
Where'd you go?
I went to several LZs, like LZ Bayonet. I think that was where the headquarters guns were. And then moved around several times to LZ Dottie and Gator, and ended up at a place called LZ Buff out in the middle of nowhere on top of a mountain. And they changed the name a time or two on it. I think it ended up being LZ Stinson while I was there, but spent most of the time there.
What was your duty in these LZs? What'd you do?
Fired support for the infantry.
What was your job on the gun?
Just whatever it took.
Whatever it took.
Yeah.
What type of rounds did you have? What type of fuses did you have on the rounds?
We have delayed fuses where you could set them to go off after impact, or burst above the ground, or just time type fuses.
What did you normally fire?
Just a regular screw-in detonating fuse when it hit the ground, like on the HE rounds. So.
Now, when you moved to these LZs, how'd you move the gun?
Chinook.
Chinook. Okay. Now, was there a front line in Vietnam?
I didn't know it if there was.
Yeah.
But where I was at mostly on LZ Stinson, that was the one where the only access was by helicopter. And free fire zone all around for probably 4 or 5 miles around it. So
where's LZ Stinson located?
It was south and a little west of Chu Lai.
Okay. And Chu Lai is, what corps is that in?
I Corps.
I Corps. That's up north?
Yeah, just south of Da Nang.
Okay. Who identifies your targets?
We had a forward observer that did that.
Okay.
Usually a first or second lieutenant.
Ever have a short round?
Yeah.
What causes a short round?
Somebody could have goofed up in a powder charge, or the FDC could have goofed up on the yardage that
What's FDC?
fire direction control,
Okay.
where we got all of our information on how to shoot the gun. But you know, the forward observer could have called in and say add 100, and somebody could have subtract 100. So,
Now, is the 105, is it fixed ammo?
I guess I don't understand. Fixed.
Well, is it the case with the round in it, or do you put bags behind the projectile?
No, in the
In the casing?
casing has seven different charges,
Okay.
and they told you what charge to, you know, if it's a charge 6, you pull out one and
Okay.
put the rest in there, or full charge you'd use.
Now, who
them all.
does this? Who put the charges in the casing? Who does this?
Just one of the guys on the gun.
Okay. Did you do this?
Oh yeah.
How those charges? How much they weigh? How big are they? The charges?
The canister was what, 1.5 feet long, so they weren't heavy. That wasn't the things. I think the round might have weighed 50, 60 pounds.
Okay. Now, when you get the ammunition, you have to put the projectile in the canister, or are they separate?
Yeah, when we get them, yeah.
They're separate.
Yeah.
That way, you put the charge in the canister and put it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we usually have a full charge in the canister, and then we go to what you take it out and take it over there to the person in charge of the gun, and they see how many charges you're pulling out, just to double check
Okay.
what you're doing.
Ever have a misfire? Round wouldn't fire?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Get back and away from the gun a little bit, and give it a few minutes, and carefully open the breech block and take the powder out, and once you get the powder out, you can run the ramrod in and push the round out.
Okay. Is normally a defective primer or something, or what? What causes that?
Yeah, it could be, or just dirt or something in the, not causing the firing pin to go all the way in or something.
Mm-hmm. How many rounds can you fire in a minute with the 105?
I'm not sure. I think you could probably shoot one every, if I had to guess, every 10 seconds.
When
You can shoot them pretty fast.
Yeah. When you had these LZs, what type of quarters did you have?
On Stinson, after we were there a while, the engineers come in and dug us some pits where we could build and come in and help us build permanent type sleeping quarters and stuff. But out, some of them you just got what you could use. I mean, dig you a hole, put some sandbags over it, and go from there.
How many times do you come into fire with mortars or rockets?
Way too many. I couldn't tell you how many times, but it was usually if I had to just guess, a couple times a week anyway.
What type of bunker did you build?
We had different kinds. We had some that usually would hold, like, you're talking about to get in if they're,
Yes.
well, we had one that hold like 3 people, and
What were they made of?
just dig a hole in the ground with usually some, built it up with sandbags, and then put the stuff that they use for the airstrips. That
PSP?
yeah,
Yeah, we put PSP on ours.
Yeah.
And sandbags on top of that.
yeah. So, but you couldn't use them very often, because if our gun happened to be the base gun, and every time we get excuse me, you get incoming rounds, you had to do an anti-mortar, or they just keep pounding you.
Yeah.
So,
What's an anti-mortar?
They had set coordinates where we've been fired upon before, and we would fire on those positions, just predetermined, and all we needed. I mean,
At these LZs, have any contact with the local people?
no, I didn't. I mean, we were at one. I think it was LZ Dottie that it was right off that main highway, the Highway 1 or whatever it's called, and there was a lot of Vietnamese around it. And I know if you were on trash duty and you dumped the garbage from the mess hall, the kids would be climbing in the barrels to get something to eat. Pretty pitiful. That I did, as far as personally, once I got on Stinson, I never saw a Vietnamese live one.
Were there VC or NVA around there?
They were both.
Both.
Yeah.
How did you tell the VC from the regular Vietnamese?
You couldn't really.
Good.
So,
Were there any villages around the area?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay. What about the monsoons?
It could rain. Was there in a typhoon at one time? We were probably, I'm guessing, maybe 15 miles at the most off the South China Sea, and got some monsoons. In a day or two, it was dark all the time, nothing but rain.
How do you live in those monsoons?
Well, you just do what you have to do and hope you can survive. Hope it's got the enemy hunkered down as much as you are.
Those monsoons lasted how long?
I couldn't tell you. I don't. It seemed like they were pretty regularly once it started raining at that time of the year.
What time of year did they start?
I don't remember.
What's your most vivid memory of your time in Vietnam?
Just, everybody on the gun, everybody got along. Everybody in the whole unit, you had to get along because you had to work together, and it was, they'd pitch in to do whatever they needed done. And when you're out there that far away from everybody and you don't, you run to town for something, well, had a lot of card games.
Were you there for the first anniversary of TET 68? TET 69?
Well, I don't know when it was, but like I say, I got there January 10th of 69, so.
It was about this time of year when it
Yeah.
started. Yeah. Any USO shows come through?
Yeah, I saw Bob Hope in July on Christmas of '69. I was impressed with that.
Who do you have with him?
I want to say Ann Margaret, but that's been so long ago, I have no idea.
I saw him in Long Bend '68, and he had Ann Margaret with him.
Yeah. But it was, like I say, in fact, I was looking through the pictures last night, and I've got one picture, and it looks like it's the same one I took 5 or 6 times, and you can't see anybody. I was so far away, you know. That,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what it was. We had once in a while entertainment or something come into the LZ. They'd fly me in and sing and dance, pretty girls and that kind of stuff. So
How often would you get to Chulai, your base camp?
I probably got there maybe 4 times my whole tour. Didn't want to go. I was kind of didn't need to go. Didn't want to have to travel the Hueys back in and forth and stuff. So I was kind of just a homebody.
Now, do you have a mess section with you out there?
Yeah.
Were the meals pretty good?
Well, they were edible. Yeah. We had a lot of water buffalo. Of course, if you could get to the color of the meat and enough hot sauce, you could eat it. So,
How about sea rations?
had some of those too. Yeah.
Did you like them?
I think it was the bean and Frank's was probably the favorite of mine.
I still have my last P-38 from Vietnam.
Yeah.
Best thing the Army ever made.
I saw one the other day on the internet, and somebody was saying, "What is that?" One lady happened to say, or somebody said, you know, it's what won the war. Yeah.
You open your sea rations with it. It's a screwdriver. You can
Yeah, do anything you need to with it. Yeah.
How were you resupplied?
We had a little landing pad down there. They'd bring in the choppers and drop stuff off, and we had a deuce and a half and a 3/4 ton truck that would go pick them up and bring it in.
So you had I guess a motor pool with you?
Yeah.
You just had the vehicles and
We
drivers?
had the vehicles, and everybody was a driver.
Yep. Who pulled maintenance on the vehicles?
I don't know. I don't know if there was any maintenance on it. Because the farthest you ever would drive one at one time is maybe a half mile. You know, it was all just short. But
How large are the LZs?
I'm guessing it's probably 2 miles circumference around it, roughly.
What type of perimeter did you have?
We had just concertina wire and barbed wire and that kind of thing. We had bunkers set up around it. And usually we were attached to an infantry unit, and they pulled all the perimeter duty. And
I was going to ask if you ever pulled perimeter guard.
I did, but it wasn't one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But we were fortunate enough to have usually enough infantry guys around to do that for us.
What about the wildlife?
Snakes was about all I saw. I didn't see anything.
What kind of snakes were they, do you know?
I have no idea. I was walking out of the gun pit one night, and I had something hit me right below the knee. I turned my flashlight on, and it was a snake that was 5 foot long. And just so happens there was an old axe handle, pick handle laying right there to be in, and I picked it up and beat it so bad they couldn't ever tell what kind it was. But it was poisonous, I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, what's a gun pit?
It's where the gun was located, and it was kind of a circle, and it had the ammunition around it on about half of it, and then the other half was open for, you had your bunkers and stuff in there.
Okay. Now, was it an actual pit with a gun set?
It was probably, ours was probably 3 foot deep to the one side, and then one side it was, it come out to the road or whatever. So that's what they called it, the gun pit.
Did you have an ammo dump?
Yeah,
Where was it located?
it was about 100 yards in front of our gun down. It was pretty. That's where they stored all the like our rounds and stuff, and had a top on it with sandbags, of course.
Now, how'd you get the ammunition from there to the gun, the rounds?
And a deuce and a half.
Deuce and a half. Okay.
Take 3 or 4 guys down and load it up with what you need, and come back and load it again.
Now, did you clean the gun?
Did I clean the gun? Yeah.
How big's that ramrod?
It's probably 10 foot long and about like that, and probably, I don't know, 1.25 inch piece of aluminum that you screwed it in.
Okay. Now, how long is the barrel of the one off of it?
I'm guessing 7 foot.
That ramrod can go all the way through then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
You could push it all the way through.
What's your worst memory of Vietnam?
Losing friends. We had the 4 deuce mortars were 50 yards from us, behind us over there, and it seemed like every time there was an attack, they would be the first ones to get the incoming rounds. It was just the way things happened. But that was bad, and of course, had a lot of memorial services there on the LZ and stuff. So when you're 18, you don't think about all that stuff.
How long in Vietnam?
14 and a half months.
Because the tour is normally a year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why are you there 14 months?
Because I extended 2.5 months. Because at that time, if you come back to the States with less of 6 months duty left, they'd just exit you out. And I'd had all the Army I needed, so I didn't want to.
Tell me about coming home.
Seemed like we were in Fort Lewis, Washington. Fort Lewis. Fort Lewis, I guess, for several days, and they checked us out and give us physicals and talked to us and everything. And you couldn't. Finally, they give us a uniform, a flight out, and took us to the airport and caught a flight. And I'll remember I was sitting in the airport at Fort Lewis and wanted a drink, but they wouldn't serve it to me because I was only 19. Burned me up.
Yeah. When did you leave Vietnam?
March 15th of 1970. And anyway, we made it back to Tulsa. Had 20-some inches of snow on the ground. Of course, that was a welcome sight, you know. So, I hitched a ride with a buddy who was going to Coffeyville, whose parents happened to be at the airport to pick him up. I didn't have a clue when I was coming or anything to let mine know, so I figured, well, I'll just hitchhike and got home with them. So.
What did you think leaving Vietnam?
Just how lucky I was.
You okay?
Yeah. It's hard.
You been to the wall in Washington?
No.
I finally went.
I have some friends that went on one of those tours here a while back, and but I just never seen them. The little one, the moving wall.
Would you join the Army again?
Yeah. If I was that age. Age appropriate, I guess as you'd say.
I'd like to do a word association. I'll give you some words and you give me your reaction.
Okay.
The first one is basic training.
Physical.
Fort Sill.
It was interesting.
105.
Fun to shoot.
LZ.
Some were good and some were bad.
Mortars and rockets.
Scary.
Vietnam.
Glad it's over.
Ho Chi Minh.
Should have killed him a long time before he died.
Lyndon Johnson.
I had no political views. I imagine his tour was as tough as mine.
Richard Nixon.
I like Nixon because he started bringing boys home.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. I'm good.
How do you want to be remembered?
That I guess I did what I had to do.
Well, sir, this is an excellent interview.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for your service. Thank you for the interview.
And thank you.
And again, this is January 9th, 2018. My name is Joe Todd. This has been an interview with George Mcafee in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. I didn't ask, when did you come to Bartlesville?
About 19. Well, we lived in Dewey and then moved out here, so we came to Dewey in 75, 76 probably.
Why'd you come to Dewey?
Because my wife worked for Phillips Petroleum, and I worked at Red Pump, and we were both driving back and forth to Nowata. So
What'd you do at Red Pump?
I was a machinist, run a turret lathe.
Worked on what?
Turret lathe.
What's a turret lathe?
It's just a big machine that makes a lot of parts.
When did you work for Red Pump?
From I guess 76 to 86.
Was Mr. Artunoff still there?
No,
No.
I don't believe so. I think he was gone before I got there.
Still making pumps there? Would they still make
Yeah,
the
they
pumps?
still make them there.
They
Yes.
still make the pumps there?
Yeah.
Schlumberger or whatever?
I think they do. You know, I think it's. So, haven't been in there in a long time. So.
Okay. Anyway, well, thank you.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate what you do.
Oh, thank you.